What is going on? We are here at Speedway Harley-Davidson, and today we are going to do a first ride, demo ride, test ride, whatever you want to call it, on this 2021 Road King. All right, so before I go out on this baby, I'm gonna have Sean give you a few specs about the bike.
What's up, guys? It's Sean at Speedway Harley-Davidson. This is a Road King. First off, it's 828 pounds, not very heavy for touring. You've got a 6-gallon tank that you can get you out there on the road. You ain't gotta make many stops. It's got 111 foot-pounds of torque. So at 107, you can get out there and cruise just like the rest of them and learn freedom, man.
Thank you, Sean. So there's a few features about this baby. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop on here. We're gonna mount up and I'm gonna let you know a little bit about the bike and how it feels on the road. So let's go. All right, shall we get a cold start? You're probably thinking, that don't sound stock. That's because it ain't. This baby has the Tab Performance exhaust on here, which sound insane. These are some true neighbor haters. All right, so Sean told you a little bit about the bike, such as the torque being at 111 foot-pounds of torque coming out of this 107 motor. Now that's in its stock configuration. We haven't dynoed this bike. This is a pre-owned unit, so I'm pretty sure it has a little bit more torque because of the exhaust that's been added on here, and I don't think it's a high flow air filter, but if you add that on, then you'll have a full stage one. Let's talk about how many miles are on the bike. It only has 284 miles on it as I'm pulling off here. See how she handles that curve? Oh yeah, the bike feels good, feels good. One thing about the Road King that I'm on here, has this nice windshield to deflect quite a bit of the wind that would be tearing my chest up right now on this cooler day. Therefore, y'all shouldn't be hearing too much wind noise either, because it's blocking a lot of the wind that typically would be busting me in the face. The Road King has always been an excellent handling motorcycle. You know, it's part of your touring lineup. It just doesn't have some of the other amenities that like the Street Glide and the Road Glide have, such as the full fairing speakers, infotainment center, all of that stuff. There's so many people that'll take a Road King and just take it from a New York to Cali or from East to West Coast. Like, that's what it's designed for. It's a touring motorcycle. It's going to give you that comfort. It's going to give you those storage, which you have ample storage back here in the bags. Like, I don't even have a backpack on right now. I have my camera gear and everything right in the bags behind me. And it's always good to find a bike like this, like a pre-owned unit with basically new, you might as well say, under 300 miles on it right now. By the time I get back, it may have just over or right at 300 miles on it. And it also has had the exhaust added on too, so that's an upgrade that you wouldn't have to worry about, because you definitely want to put some exhaust on your bike as soon as you get it. Well, this already has it. Ooh, that's a torquey little motorcycle right there. Once we make this turn, I'll be able to do an acceleration pull. I always like to do that so that way you guys can see how this 107 can accelerate. I'm not going to open it all the way up at wide open throttle. I never really do that, but we're going to see how she pulls. Let me let that truck get a ways down the road before I make my turn. Oh, better do it now, because if they get in front of me, it's going to be a lot longer before I can do my pull. All right, so I'm cruising really slow right now, just so I can have the opportunity to accelerate, which I'm not going to be able to because of this truck. Let's see if I can get in front of it. All right, so we got in front and we're going to do a pull. Oh, that exhaust sound insane once you hit it. Oh yeah, this bike has plenty of power, plenty of torque, and it sounds good when you take off. That exhaust sounds amazing. Now, I will say this bike handles tremendously well. As you can see, like, once the bike is going, it's like, do what you want with me, do as you please, I can handle it. That's what the bike is saying. it wants to ride. This particular motorcycle is extremely clean, and again, it should be, even though it's a 2021, it has basically no miles on it. And it's probably been, in my assumption from how clean the paint job is, I do not see any swirl marks or anything on the paint whatsoever. I'm gonna say it was garage kept as well. So what do we talk about so far about this motorcycle? You get the 107 with 111 foot-pounds of torque. If it was in its stock configuration, it probably has a little bit more. It weighs 828 pounds, as Sean has told you. You got your bags on the back, so that way you got plenty of storage, so it has the ample storage. A lot of people customize these bikes. I've seen these bikes like customized into cholo bikes, as well as like there's just so many different customizing options for the Road King. You got your passing lamps, you got this comfortable seat, you got the windshield. It comes standard with security, I forgot to mention that. Oh my God, can y'all hear that? That bike sounds insane. Those tab performance definitely will wake up your motorcycle. This bike sounds insane. Not gonna run it. All right, we're testing out that ABS. Brakes feel good. Brakes feel solid. Got your switch right here for your passing lamps that you can turn on. Some people call them passing lamps, some people call them fog lamps, some people call them whatever. They're extra lights for you to be able to see at night. Man, this bike, it sounds so good. Now, don't forget that we got NNTN coming up at the end of this month. If you're not familiar with NNTN or do not know what that is, follow us on social media to learn a little bit more about that. And it's possible this bike may still be there for NNTN, but more than likely it won't. I can't see someone not walking into the showroom, seeing this bike with this low of miles and hearing this tab performance exhaust and going out on a demo ride. I can't see them not taking it home. I love the sound of this motorcycle. It sounds good. So I'm 6 feet tall. I'm extremely comfortable while sitting on this bike right now. You got the floorboard, so while I've been riding, I've been adjusting my feet quite a bit. You also got your engine guards there, which you can throw some highway pegs on if you'd like to stretch out a little bit. You've got that larger back seat or passenger pillion, which means that your passenger will love you to death because they're going to be extremely comfortable on this motorcycle as well. You won't be the only comfortable party while riding this bike. Your passenger is going to be comfortable. So what does that mean? That means your passenger is going to love you, and they're going to know that you actually care about them because you got that seat back there that's comfortable for them as well. So my impressions from this short demo ride is this bike is solid. It sounds good. It pulls hard, especially for a 107. It's definitely pulling. I'm wondering if they've done some other things to this bike. All I know of is the tab performance, but maybe once you come out and ride it, you may pick up on something else and say, oh no, they did this and did this and did this to the bike as well. But I feel like this is a great option for someone looking for a pre-owned touring motorcycle. That sounds good. That sounds good. And it's in this vivid black color. You can never go wrong with vivid black. Vivid black is a classic. That is a color you will never, ever go wrong with, and it just does not get old. I think I want to take a picture facing the other way of this bike because of where my sunlight is. So let's bust another circle. We'll put it right here. All right, and shut her down. Now we're at 290 miles. All right, not too bad. Now, as you can see what I was talking about as far as the seat, you got that comfortable rear seat for your passenger there. You got these tab performance exhausts that sound insane, as I've said before. You also got your passing lamps or your fog lamps, or whatever you want to call them. You got extra lighting up front. Those are halogen as well as the rest of the bulbs, but you know, I've seen so many people swap things out to LED. But if you look at this bike, it is extremely clean. It just looks good. So again, we're going to be bringing you as much content as we possibly can, doing rides on our pre-owned as well as our new inventory. When the new bikes drop, we'll be making more videos about those as well. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're sharing the content. Make sure you're commenting and engaging with us. And above all, make sure you're getting out and riding. And if you're not getting out and riding, come on by. Take a demo on this baby. Guarantee you'll love it. But I'll check you out in that next one.